Okay.
Saya.
So just introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself, Titi.
It's for school.
Mom, say your name.
Tia.
Adriana. I'm Alex.
Akile. Oh wait, you gotta turn it. Oh. All right. Every 40 seconds, a child is missing. According to the article "Child Abduction Facts" by Caring Aid Village, 40 seconds is equivalent to 258,115 children per year. That is 700 children per day. Let that sink in. 700 children taken from their beds, the playground, schools, their homes, etc. Out of the 258,115 children that are kidnapped, only a portion will be found alive. During this speech, I will educate you on the background of child abduction, how you can assist in preventing your child from being abducted, and the impact child abductions have on families. When it comes to kidnapping, there are 3 different kinds of kidnappings. There's family kidnappings, acquaintance kidnappings, and stranger kidnappings. We live in a generation of technology. With that being said, it is a lot easier for predators to lure our children in. There are different ways to prevent your children, to help your children from being abducted. Once a child is abducted, the family will never be the same again. Whether the child is returned or the child is not returned, it will leave an impact on the family. The question that typically comes to my head when I think about child abduction is, why are the numbers so high? Who are abducting so many children? Well, there are 3 different kinds of abductions. We're going to identify each one. According to the article "Child Abduction Facts" by Caring Aid Village, family kidnapping is defined as kidnapping that is primarily committed by parents. As a whole, family kidnapping consumes 49% of abductions. Caring Aid Village goes on to state that 43% of family kidnapping is done by a female perpetrator. Caring Village defines acquaintance kidnapping as kidnapping that is done by an acquaintance of the child. Based on the article, acquaintance kidnapping consumes 27% of the overall kidnappings. Acquaintance kidnappings have the largest percentage of children and female victims, as well as being the most associated with sexual and physical assault. Acquaintance kidnapping typically occurs at homes and residences. This type of kidnapping also has the largest number of injured victims. Arthur Village states that 24% of kidnappings are done by stranger abductions. Stranger abductions is defined as kidnapping that is done by a stranger of the victim. Stranger kidnapping victimizes more females than males. Both teenager and school-age children are targeted. Stranger abductions occurs primarily outdoors in places such as parks or grocery stores. Stranger abductions are most likely to involve a use of a firearm. When I was doing some research for this speech, I came across some great technology that can help parents keep their children safe. According to Larry Maggot, the author of the article "Can GPS Prevent Child Abduction?", there is a GPS device called Amber Alert GPS G2 that is programmed with numerous features to help keep your child safe.
Go.
While I was doing research for this speech, I came across great technology that can help parents keep their children safe. According to Larry Maggot, the author of the article "Can GPS Prevent Child Abduction?", there is a GPS device called Amber Alert GPS G2 that is programmed with numerous features to keep your child safe. This GPS device is designed to fit inside a backpack or on the child's wrist. When a child is in danger, he or she can push the buttons on the side of the locator and it will alarm on the parent's cell phone. The device also has the ability to give you a trail of your child's whereabouts. The features on this device allows you to call your child, GPS tracking, safety alerts, a battery life of up to 40 hours, and the ability to be compatible with an Android device or iPhone. Arthur Caring Aid Village of the article "Child Abduction Facts" states that 74% of victims are found murdered within the first 3 hours of their abduction. As I took that information in, I began to wonder, how does a family come back from that? The answer is simple: they don't. We are going to explore 2 different child abductions and the impact that it had on the families. Both case studies are from the article "The Impact of Child Abduction on Families," written by Jeffrey Grief. Ethan Petts vanished in 1979. He was 6 years old. He was missing for 22 years. He was declared dead in 2001. Jeffrey Grief states, in the case of Ethan, it raised his family hope the closure of some sort was possible. Ethan's parents waited 22 years to declare him dead. Most likely, parents who have lost their children due to abduction try to make sense of what happened to their children and why it happened. Parents tend to start scholarships in their children's name or hold annual rituals to honor their children, or their child. The impact on the family can also lead them to become speakers on how to deal with loss or participating in focus groups with other people who also has discovered loss. JC DeGard was taken in 1991. She was 11. 18 years later, in 2002, she was found alive at the age of 29 with 2 daughters. It is very rare for children to be found alive after a kidnapping. JC was reunited with her mother. The impact of being robbed of 18 years is huge. How do you reconnect with someone who is basically a stranger to you? JC and her mom had to find new ways to relate to each other again. Child abduction is not talked about as much as it should be. It is very real and it's happening right around us. I want everyone to take as much information away from this speech as possible. We have to educate ourselves in order to help. During this speech, I taught you about the 3 different kinds of kidnappings: family kidnappings, acquaintance kidnapping, and stranger kidnappings. I also informed everyone on how you can help prevent child abduction by using technology such as the Amber Alert GPS G2 device. Lastly, I shared the different impact child abductions can have on family and how they cope. Every 40 seconds, a child is gone missing. How will you help?
Good.
Thank you.
All right.
Right.